Yeah. So here we go. Here we go. Krapala la la la. Krapapa la la. Well, we're gonna make some spaghetti tonight. Me and my parents. So, my parents and I, the three of us. Yeah, most of my family, they moved out of Texas. Yeah. But the majority of my family, if they moved out of Texas, they did so to either further a career, live with my grandparents, or live and work with my grandparents, or my grandmother had a few strokes, so a few years back. So then my aunt and uncle moved up there to take care of her, and for a while there, my aunt was helping to take care of my grandma and grandpa, but she got cancer herself. So then my mother and my remaining aunt had to take care of my aunt before she died this year, and then my grandmother. So a lot of people are in Arkansas. My cousin actually moved back to Texas because he couldn't handle living where my aunt and uncle live, which is this nowhere place called Benton, Arkansas. And it's like... So my aunt and uncle were they had a pretty rockin' business before the Great Recession in the early 21st century. From about, I don't know, they had their own business from, I guess it was about 2004 until the recession hit, and then it might have closed by 2009, 2010 or so. So for a while there, they had a rockin' business before this recession. And so they lived near, like, you know, a really wealthy part of Austin, which is called like Lakeway. They lived in Dripping Springs, but they still went to like a pretty... My cousin went to a really nice high school, is what I'm saying. You know, I mean, I doubt he was going to the same schools that Matthew McConaughey and Sandra Bullock's kids were going to, but he was used to a certain lifestyle out there in the country in Dripping Springs, and then for a while he was used to having, I mean, really affluent, you know, like anything he wanted. He had his own barn out there. He grew his own crops out there. Sold them at the farmer's market. He makes some good money being a farmer. He's a pretty skilled farmer. And so most of his life's memories, a few of his life's memories are in Clear Lake, growing up, going to elementary school or something, or a few of his memories are just like, all right. A few of his memories are in Houston, growing up in Clear Lake and LaPorte, Texas, his early memories. But most of his youth was spent in Dripping Springs, going to Austin, Texas, and Lake Travis, think it's called, is it called yeah, my cousin Travis going to Lake Travis High School. So most of his memories are like in the Austin area. So I'm sure he was, he found a friend to farm with in Fredericksburg, and he left Benton, Arkansas, because it's where they filmed Sling Blade with Billy Bob Thornton. You know, hey, you want some taters? You know, that kind of shit. There's not much going on in Benton, Arkansas, besides, well, Sling Blade was filmed here with Dwight Yoakam and Billy Bob Thornton and John Ritter. And so the town is famous for that, but it's not really famous. It's not like people when they're young. My cousin is still pretty young. He's like 28 years old. We're about to be 28 or 29. And so he's still relatively young in his 20s. So there's, he was, for a while there, he was on my Facebook until I realized he was telling his aunt and uncle everything. And he was telling other family members stuff about me. And he wasn't keeping secrets. There was no allegiance. There was no loyalty there. And so I had to delete him, block him from my Facebook, and then eventually I just deleted the Meta platforms, you know, altogether. But for a while there, when he was in Benton, before he came back to Texas, it was kind of funny. Him just, if you get stuck up in Arkansas in a nowhere, a dead end town, you know, and you're a young man especially, and you grew up in Texas, it's like I could see him just going nuts up there. I could see him just going like, you know, nuts with boredom. And there's like no babes up there. There's like, you know, nothing for a young man up there. I mean, there's no college. There's no young women. There's no, there's not anything what a young man really needs to thrive and survive, right? So it was just kind of funny, his Facebook lives. You could see his like desperation and being in bumfuck Egypt. It was kind of entertaining for a while. So he had to get out of there. I lived and worked in Arkansas for a while in Hot Springs. It was all right. And Mount Ida, Arkansas. I mean, yeah, there's not much going on. There's hot babes in Texas. So yeah, there's good looking women in Texas. And I didn't really meet, I mean, all right looking women, but not like babes. There's in Texas, there's a lot of babes, you know, and that's something that they don't really have in spades, not all the time in Arkansas. So, you know, really, I mean, cute girls, hot women everywhere. That's not really their biggest attraction. It's just that a lot of people go there to retire because it's beautiful. It's got mountains and Ouachita National Forest. It's got diamonds and crystals, and if you're a geologist, you'll be in heaven. If you're a nature person, you'll love it. But I call it God's country. So I mean, it's great to visit. It's great to drive through. But if you get stuck in one of those bum ass towns, if you get stuck in one of those country bumpkin, you know, not everybody likes the Dukes of Hazzard lifestyles. Just a good old boy, never doing no harm. Not saying that there's no pretty women in Arkansas, all right? That there's no cute girls in Arkansas, but if you ask most people from Texas, hey man, where are you going? They'll say, New York City. Maybe not today. They used to say California, maybe like 20 years ago. Going to California, man. A lot of people say Salt Lake City. I'm going to Utah. Yeah. I'm going to go. Yeah. But we're going to have Hunt's tomato sauce. A lot of people say I'm going to go on I'm going to go to some wonderful city to start my life and my education and my career. I'm going to Colorado. Yeah. I'm going to Texas. Few would ever say, I'm going to Benton, Arkansas, the filming location of Sling Blade. A lot of people won't, that will not be their answer. It won't even be Little Rock, Arkansas. It won't even be Hot Springs, Arkansas. not normally anyway. So, yeah. I've never said, anybody said, you know what? I think I'm going to go chase my dreams in Arkansas. Never heard that. I don't hear that one very often. But you'll love Arkansas if you love the woods, if you love farms, if you love streams, if you love mountain streams, if you love sprawling forest, if you love crystals, quartz crystals on the side of a mountain, you're going to love it. If you love woodland trails, if you love big mountains, if you love lakes and rivers and trees and wildlife, if you like caves, if you like wilderness adventures, oh, you're going to love Arkansas. That's why a lot of older people, it's pretty, so they go retire there. That's why. Kind of peaceful, kind of mellow, kind of pretty. People real laid back. That's why they go there to wind down, wind it down, mellow out. So it's the place to go spend your final years, for sure. Not for all, but for many. So, well, good luck. Woo. Yeah. I don't know if my aunt will ever return to Texas. She always had a fantasy her whole life living in Houston. It was, I'm going to go to Austin, Texas, where Willie Nelson is from, and I'm going to live out there on a ranch. And yeah, she lived her dream for a little while, and then all these people found out about Austin. They found out about, all these people found out about Austin, Texas, and they ruined it, I guess. Like if anybody ever finds out about the secret pond or something, then it's over with. If you ever have something that you think is unique or special, like for instance, this pool right here, before a lot of people moved in, this pool right down here used to be more like a private pool, and then not many people would use it because they had a lot of elderly couples in here back in the day. And so if I wanted to go swim in the pool, it felt like almost like my pool, even though it's a community pool. Anybody in this community that has a house or rents a place in here can go use it as long as they have a key. And as long as they've got, a certain age, they can go use it. But then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of different people started moving in. Yeah, and elderly people, they died and they moved out or went to the nursing home or whatever their next stop was in life. I guess, well, yeah, either death or the crippled home or the nursing home, the elderly home. So then all these, younger families started to move in, and then they started to bring a lot of people, and then now there's a lot of kids. So you don't really get that peaceful experience anymore. And that's basically what Austin is. Austin used to be this like laid back, small. It was a university town. It was beautiful, rolling hills, and They had the rivers and the lakes and the little pools and the little sanctuaries and the little oases. And it was really nice. And the people that were the Austinites and the original people there, they just loved their little oasis, their little kind of like liberal enclave in a very heavy conservative state. And then everybody started to come from around the country, California and illegal aliens and all, people just started, oh, Austin's where it's at. And then all these people started coming from all over the country and all over the world. And now it's just, it's just a former shadow of itself. The traffic's really fucked up. It's just turning into LA basically. And it didn't used to be that way. It used to be this beautiful, pristine place. But when people find out about paradise, whether it's the gold rush of old California or whatever, they just tend to ruin it. When you got something good, something private, something kind of special, you got a special community, then either the country or, when people find out about it, they ruin paradise. They do. Yeah, that's very sad, but it's sad but true. I miss when the pool was not just, it was never mine, but I'm saying I miss when the pool was like where you could take a swim when everybody wasn't staring at you from their patio. And when you could really just go, you could take a dip without people bothering you. That was a really nice feeling when people could just go take a dip. And it wasn't like you're racing other people to go take a dip. It wasn't like it wasn't like people are trying to like take over the pool. Like, they buy a place in here and then they're like, oh, this is my pool. It's my add-on. It's like, no, I guess that's when, like a bigger property, I wish my parents would have bought a big house with a big yard and then we would have had our own pool built. Then no one else could swim there except for just family members exclusively. And so this sharing a pool thing is kind of, I understand the necessity of it, but it's annoying, right? So, yeah. Oh, well, better to have a house than none. Better to have a condo than have no condo or live in a apartment. What is it? Apartments, you pay like $1,200 a month for nothing. You get a roof over your head and you pay your electricity bill or whatever. You pay. Hey. Oh. So we're going to going back to Krapala. No, if someone calls me, then it disrupts the audio and it disrupts the video. So I was just texting my people like, hey, I'm busy. So what's the Democrat strategy for 2024? Okay, so Joe Biden's he's history. So he's just going to hang out at the White House, and then White House has its own press room. So he's just going to sleep. So he's just going to hang out at the White House, and then occasionally, he's going to pop out and say, "Hey," and all he could do now in his last 6 months, since he can't really handle rigorous campaigning, and he dropped out of the 2024 race, all he can do is stump for Krapala. And the next thing he can do is he can just from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., he can he can come out on the podium and claim to have some victory, like the he's well, I mean, his White House staff, his puppeteers, his puppet masters, they realized that having Americans languishing in Russian prisons was bad for reelection, or for the it's not the reelection of Joe Biden, it's the reelection of Krapala. I mean, it's the election of it's the campaign of Krapala, and so you have to the president can pardon, he can do deals to get political prisoners out that are Americans, and that's a good thing, that's a great thing. But he didn't do it in the last 3.5 years. He did it now. So from 2020 to 2024, he didn't do shit to free Paul Whelan and uh, the rest of the gang here. And so, but he's freeing them now, of course, before the election. So he's trying to do stuff before the election. And so, tried the student loan forgiveness, the bribe in Biden, tried that. Supreme Court, not very constitutional to have people pay for your liberal arts degree. It's not legal for someone else to pay for your college, because especially people that didn't go to college. It's not somebody else's responsibility to pay someone else's debt that they accrued themselves personally. So that's what they call not fair, and that's like socialism, Marxism, communism. That's what that is. It's like, oh, everybody else's burden is your burden as well. Everybody else's debt is your debt as well, and we're all equal in the shit pit, and that's not exactly true. Not true at all, and um, Krapala. Mm, yeah. So Joe Biden's going to just come out from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're going to wheel him out on the biocryogenic sarcophagus, and then he'll come out, and then uh, he's got it kind of good because there's the bedrooms and there's the stuff where he can take naps, and he can sleep in the Oval Office, and then they can wheel him out to the podium there in the White House press rooms, and the presidential briefing room, and all that. And so he could just hang out in the Oval Office, or he could uh, maybe he doesn't do any addresses from his beach house when he's hanging out, you know, by the beach side in Rehoboth, Delaware. So his mission is to look like he's in control. And the way he does that, he does pardons, he does social justice work, he, frees. He just kind of attaches himself to anything that can be labeled a W. So he gets another American hostage freed. So he's just going to work on the side of his legacy, trying to, like in the minds of the American people, try to accentuate a positive legacy for American citizens. That he wants to put a positive legacy before he finally steps out. And the way he can do that is do social justice work, pardoning a black man falsely accused of a crime who's innocent on death row or something. He's going to do stuff like that, like as much as he possibly and physically and mentally can. However, I guess he's going to pop in at least once or twice a week with a presidential, hey, we're winning. Now, for Joe Biden's ridiculous, I'm going to cure cancer, the cancer moonshot, I think that's bullshit. I think that's definitely something he's not going to be able to deliver on. I would be really surprised if it's by next month and before the November election, which is now 4 months away, that he says, "Well, we did it. We cured cancer. I told you, folks. I was working on this. I Promised you guys. The cancer moonshot. I told you I was going to cure cancer. Now cancer is all cured for everyone, for all 330 million Americans. Sorry we couldn't get it done sooner, but I got it done right before November. So that'll be a historic day, I think. I'll say, whoa, he cured cancer. Man, this guy's a fucking legend. And then we got Scamala Harris. We got Krapala. Oh, so what's Krapala gonna do? Campaign against Trump? Call him a racist, sexist, whatever. She's gonna say he's old, even though she's 60 or so. Oh, this guy who's 20 years older than me, man, he's an old fart. Yeah, I guess that's pretty fun to say, right? Like if you're a certain age, it's like, yeah, like the 17-year-old kid that goes into the Walmart and there's some 50-year-old guy putting up the betting, and he's like, he works at Walmart too, but he's like, oh, I'm not going to work here forever. So he like goes up to the 50-year-old guy. He's like, oh my God, you're 50? You work here? Holy shit. You're an old fart. Damn. You're a fucking loser. Holy shit. Like some punk ass 17-year-old kid, Yeah. Or some rich spoiled kid or something. Some douchebag. And so, yeah. I guess they're going to go with the Trump is old. And then Kamala's going to say, even though I'm 60, even though I'm a baby boomer, I'm real young. 59, 60. 60 is the new 15. But 78, that's ancient fart. That's an ancient, that's as ancient as dinosaur shit. Oh, man. Trump is really old. It's time to go with the new 60-year-old. New and improved. Woo! Krapala. Well, I mean, as they always say, good luck with that strategy, that tact. I don't necessarily think it's going to work. So, I don't think that Megan Thee Stallion strategy is going to work. So, Trump, if he gets elected, he'll be mentally sharp, physically fit. Yeah, he'll be older. And he'll be, when he leaves office, he'll be 82. But he won't be senile or be dementia-ridden like Joe Biden. He'll be vigorous, powerful, strong, and will save America. So, make America great again. Krapala. So I pretty much know the strategy. So the Biden's going to be the basement boy again. He's going to hide in the White House, hide at the Delaware Beach House, and then they're going to roll him out so he can mutter some stuff so he can prove that he's still alive and go, free the hostages, I'm going to cure cancer, And then Kamala's going to go to her safe rallies and then try to... Well, do you think they'll try to rig a debate with Kamala? They didn't really... I'm surprised they didn't rig that Biden debate very well. I was surprised. They were really... Jake Tapper and Dana Bash really couldn't... Biden was just collapsing right there on stage, so it's not like they could have helped him out. Kamala, I think they might try to rig that bad boy. But I think one of the debates might be Fox News. So unless they have somebody like Chris Wallace who attacks Trump. So if you have a sellout like Chris Wallace who's paid or who hates Trump and he's paid by the Democrat Party to attack him while Kamala attacks him, then so he'll be outnumbered. So it'll just be another Trump trap, like that shitty 2020 debate with Biden and Chris Wallace and Trump. But if it's not rigged and Kamala has to actually speak and debate Donald Trump, she's fucked. If they rig it somehow, if they try to control Trump and his great debating skills, and they just let Kamala look like the buffoon and the idiot she is, then Krapala loses. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the structure of the debate and who's the moderators and what the rules are going to be for the last. I guess the next debate's going to happen in September. I know Krapala was like, Donald Trump is afraid of facing me. I don't think he's really afraid of debating Kamala Harris. Trump is not afraid debating Kamala Harris. In fact, Kamala Harris did not show up at the National Association of Black Journalists in Chicago. So who's really avoiding who? I think I know who's avoiding who. It's Kamala avoiding Trump. So once they get on the stage, it's pretty much going to be a disaster for Krapala and the Democrat Party. Maybe they'll have it where, I mean, if it's an NBC debate and it's Samantha Guthrie or something, somebody who hates Trump, and it's with Kamala Harris, then it'll be Samantha. It'll be two against one. So he has to make sure that the moderators are fair, especially if they're ABC and NBC moderators, because they will try to insert themselves into the debate instead of being moderators. They will attack Trump along with Kamala Harris, Krapala, which is unfair because the moderators are supposed to be neutral and let the two candidates debate. They're not supposed to attack one candidate or the other. So the moderators are just supposed to keep the flow of the debate going and switch the topics, and that's it. They're not supposed to interfere or attack the either one of the candidates. So, this is so Joe Biden's going to try to do this, right? Especially active and difficult several days. The Israeli Prime Minister was told today, Benjamin Netanyahu. Trey, tell us what you can add to all of this afternoon. Yeah, Martha, good afternoon. Truly hourly developments in the story here across the Middle East. But I can tell you, the Israeli people were watching the story of Evan Gershkovich. Oh, okay. And others who were released today as part of that prisoner swap. Oh, right. The Hamas hostages are not freed yet. But who knows? Maybe Biden and his and the Democrat Party will try to get as many hostages released before the election. Before the November election in 4 months. Dun, dun, dun. Oregano, basil, I guess oregano and basil. Yeah. Now, will the Biden-Harris strategy work? We're going to do shit 3.5 years too late, but we're doing stuff right before the election at the last minute. We did the swaparoo of Biden, and now we're going all into Harris. And Harris only has 4 months, and Biden only has 4 months to craft some kind of legacy for himself. Krapala only has 4 months to launch a successful campaign. Can they really do that? I mean, it's such a limited amount of time. I mean, that's what they're trying to craft is a team of victory, but we're doing everything at the last minute. And so it's like you've failed all your classes for 3 years, and then now you have to get your degree from the university. Then all of a sudden, you start turning in A math exams and A papers and in the hope you start doing extra credit in the hope you're going to graduate the university, but it's like the last semester though. It's the fall semester, and you have you have a 1.2 GPA, and you want to turn that all around, but you've only got one semester out of the whole 4 years. How are you going to do that miracle? So that's the miracle that the Democrat Party and Krapala and Joe Biden are going to try to pull off is some half-ass, last-minute fucking bullshit. And they'll have the full media behind them, social media, Silicon Valley. They'll have all the CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, Dishonesty News, and CBS, Microsoft, NBC, and on and on. They'll have all that. They'll have all that machinery of the media to help them craft the narrative of their great victories for the American people. And is it going to work? I don't think it's going to work. I think Trump's going to whoop Kamala's ass, and they'll be defeated in November. Biden, Harris, and Biden will go off to the nursing home, and Harris will go off into obscurity, basically, unless she runs for a senator of California or something in some lefty city, lefty state. She might have a political career after that, or it could just be over, for her. So we'll see. Krapala. The switcheroony was Krapala. They could have done better if they're going to do the switcheroony on Joe. The Democrats were just in the predicament of if they picked a white guy over a multi-ethnic female, that they would look like that would look bad on them, and so it would look like they were being racist or sexist if they picked Gavin Newsom or something like that. So, oh man, yeah, it'll be an interesting 4 months on the lead up to election. Krapala. The Krapala. You smell the shit of the crap. All the bull crap of the Krapala Harris campaign. The Joe Biden, the Bidump, and the Democrat Party, their desperation is, you can smell the Krapala of the desperation in the air. The Dookie, the Joe Biden Dookie, not just from his diapers, but individuals returning to Russia. Oh, there's the Russian list now. Oh, assassins, terrorists, and arms dealers, right? Of course. Would you like to be Konoshishinok? I'd like to be Konoshishinok. That's one of the best one of the best names on that list, huh? The prisoner swap. I'm glad the arms dealers can go back to arms dealing, because I was like, man, I was hoping there would be better. We need more arms dealers out there. We need quality assassins out there working for the Russians. That's what we need. We need some really top-notch assassins out there assassinating. We need some top-notch Russian assassins out there loose. It just helps America so much. Oh, it helps the West. It helps NATO countries so much. Helps Western civilization. Arms dealers and assassins and terrorists, Russian terrorists loose, just makes the world a friendlier place. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Kamala. Thank you, Biden-Harris administration, or the Biden-Harris regime. Right. I have this right here, baby. Yeah, we're not making it now. We're making it later when it's dinner time. And we're going to... yeah. Well, that's pretty much the Krapala update. We have to do our daily Krapala, preferably after we take a crap, to homage the Krapala. The bold Queen Krapala of the future. The great future of the Biden-Harris, of the Democrat Party, of their socialism and communism and Marxism. Woo! I look forward to the future of communism, comrades. And our Kamala rads. Our Kamala rads. We look forward to the future of the socialist Barack Hussein Obama dictatorship ruling our lives for the rest of the duration. The Kamalalism. I can't wait for my bold leader, Barack Hussein Obama, to lead us for the rest of our lives from his multi-million-dollar mansion from Martha's Vineyard. Oh, what a hero. The great Barack Hussein Obama anointing Kamala as running for the next president. The United States of Kamala. Oh, we salute you. No, just kidding. Trump, Vance, 4 more in 2024. Make America great again. Peace.